Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. Is everyone able to see me okay?
Yes.
All right. If everyone can turn on cameras, that would be very nice. So we can see each other. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you're able to see it. Okay. Able to see everything okay?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so we have Swara, Sarvi, Ashi, Ansh, Satya, and I see Nandika has just joined. All right, so we'll get started. Let's start with opening prayers. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so today we're going to be learning Bhagavad Gita 5.29. Hare Krishna, Nandika. All right, so we will start with the Bhagavad Gita shloka. So I'm going to recite each word. Oops. So I'm going to recite each word from the shloka, and everyone can repeat it after me. Bhoktaram. You can unmute and repeat.
Bhoktaram.
Yagya
Yagna.
tapasam
Tapasam.
sarva
Sarva.
loka
Loka.
maheshwaram
Maheswaram.
suhridam
Suhridam.
sarva
Sarva.
bhutanam
Bhutanam.
gyatva
Yatva.
mam
Mam.
shantim
Shantim.
mrichati.
Vrichati.
Okay, so we're going to say it line by line now. We'll repeat each line 3 times. Okay. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam.
Bhoktaram Yatapasam.
Tapasam.
One more time. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam.
Bhoktaram.
Tapasam.
Tapasam.
One more time. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam.
Bhoktaram.
Yatapasam.
Tapasam.
Second line. Sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Sarvaloka
Maheshwaram.
Maheswaram.
One more time. Sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Sarvaloka
Sarvaloka
Maheshwaram.
Maheswaram.
Once more. Sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Sarvaloka
Sarvaloka
Maheshwaram.
Maheswaram.
Third line. Suhridam sarvabhutan.
Almost take. Almost take.
Sorry, I think it was my internet. Are you able to hear me okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's say the third line 3 times. Suhridam sarva bhutanam.
Suhridam sarvabhutanam.
One more time. Suhridam sarva bhutanam.
Suhridam sarvabhutanam. Sarvabhutanam.
One more time. Suhridam sarva bhutanam.
Suhridam sarvabhutanam.
Last line. Gyatva mam shantim richati.
Yatvam
Right.
Shantimrichati.
One more time. Gyatva mam shantim richati.
Tatvam
Richati.
Shantimrichati.
One more time. Gyatva mam shantim richati.
Yatamam Shantimrichati.
Okay. So we'll say it 2 lines at a time. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam.
Bhaktaram Jagnatapasam.
Sam.
One more time. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam.
Bhaktaram
Bhoktaram Yagna
Jagnatapasam.
Tapasam.
Sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Loka
Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Maheswaram.
So we'll say the first 2 lines together. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Bhaktaram
Tam Yagna
Jagnatapasam.
Tapasam. Sarvaloka Maheswaram.
One more time. Bhoktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram.
Bhoktaram Yagna
Jagnatapasam.
Tapasam. Sarvaloka
Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Maheswaram.
Okay, and last 2 lines. Suhradam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati.
Hridam Sarvabhutanam.
Sarvabhutanam
Gyatva mam
Yatamam
shantim richati.
Richati.
Santiricchati.
One more time. Suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam
Hridam
shantim richati.
Suradam Sarvabhutanam
Richati. One more time. Suhridam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim richati.
Suradam
Sarva bhutanam
Sarvabhutanam
gyatva mam shantim richati.
Samrichati.
Very nice. So we'll say the whole shloka and we'll repeat it 3 times. Okay? भोक्तारां यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति भोक्तारां
One,
यज्ञतपसां
two,
सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं
two.
सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति. Oops, we went back. One more time. Okay? Everyone, feel free to turn on your cameras and also feel free to unmute and recite after me. Sorry. भोक्तारां यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति. Let's recite together. Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvalokamaheshwaram
Suhridam
Ridam
Dam
sarvabhutanam
Sarvabhutanam
Yatva mam
Richati.
shantimrichati.
Santiricchati.
All right. Very nice. let's go to word meaning. Before that, anyone would like to recite the Sanskrit? Any volunteers? Oh, yes, funny. Go ahead.
भोक्तरं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदां सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति.
That's so nice, Swani. Thank you for reciting. Anybody else would like to give it a try? Okay. So now we'll recite the word-to-word meanings, okay? Bhoktaram. You can repeat after me. Bhoktaram. The beneficiary. You can unmute and repeat after me, okay? The beneficiary.
The beneficiary
Yajna
of
of sacrifices. Tapasam.
the penances of
And penances and austerities. Sarvaloka. All planets and the demigods thereof.
Of all planets all planets and the demigods thereof.
Maha Ishwaram.
Maha
The Supreme Lord.
the Supreme Lord.
Suhridam. The benefactor.
The benefactor.
Sarva.
Sarva
Of all.
Of all.
Bhutanam.
Uttar.
The living entities.
The living entities.
Gyatva.
Yantva
Thus knowing.
Thus knowing.
Mam.
Mam
Me.
Me.
Lord Krishna.
Lord
Krishna
Shantim. Relief from material pangs.
belief
material
Thanks.
things.
Richati.
rigidity
One achieves.
achieves.
Anyone would like to read the translation? Yes, Dhwani? Go ahead.
Why
A person in full of consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Thank you. That was wonderful, Dhwani. Yes, Ruhanika and Aradhya?
A person is full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries.
Thank you. Anyone else who would like to volunteer to read the translation?
What?
Okay. No worries. So now we're going to try and understand the meaning of this particular verse. So in this verse, Krishna is telling Arjuna that someone who is in full consciousness of me, who knows him, that is Krishna, to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, such a person attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So we'll try and understand what it means.
Okay.
So this verse is actually giving us the peace formula. It's telling us how one can get peace. So we can remember these three O's. So this shloka is giving us, we can understand three O's from the shloka. So one is that Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. I know these are some very big, big words, but what it means is that Krishna owns everything. He's the owner of everything. So we may see so many things around us, right? In this material world is full of things, right? We may have many things at home. We see there are trees, there is grass outside, and then we see the sun outside, we see the clouds, we see wind. We don't see wind, but we can feel the wind. So everything that you see around you, actually, the actual owner of it is Krishna, is the Supreme Lord Krishna. That's what Krishna himself is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, that knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of everything. So Krishna is the owner of everything. The second O from this shloka is the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods. So Krishna, he's in charge of the universe. He's the Supreme Lord and he's the supreme controller of the entire universe. Just like when a pilot is flying an airplane, right? He controls this giant aeroplane to make sure everyone is safe in the plane, right? He flies the plane in such a way that everyone is stays safe in the plane. That is the priority of the pilot. So similarly, Krishna is in charge of the universe. He drives the activities of this entire universe. And then number three, so that was for the second point. And the third point, the third O, is he is the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. So generally that describes like a friend, right? A friend is your well-wisher and he's your benefactor. So Krishna is our friend. That's the third O. So if we know, if we remember that Krishna is the owner of everything, if God owns everything, if he's in charge and if he's controlling and driving this entire universe, even the sun rises and sets according to Krishna's direction. We know that there's a story in Mahabharata how Krishna even directs the rising and setting of the sun. And Krishna is our best friend. He loves us more than anyone and anything.
Paying attention.
So when we remember these things, we won't fight over mine and yours. So when we understand that that Krishna owns everything, we understand that okay, this belongs to Krishna, and we will want to share, Krishna's belongings with everyone else. So instead, we become peaceful and we become kind to everyone because we see that we are all part of Krishna's big family. So we understand that we are part of Krishna's big family. So we become peaceful and kind towards everyone. So we're no longer fighting over toys. We're no longer fighting over ownership or who is the true. We understand that there are different presidents and there are different kings in different countries, but we understand who they are not in charge of the universe. Of course, they're given their certain areas to take care of and to govern over, but on this earth planet, but they're definitely not in charge of the universe. So it is God, it is Krishna who's in charge of the universe. So we understand that there is someone above them, and Krishna is our eternal friend and he loves us more than anything. So if we remember these things, we will not fight over small unnecessary things. This world we see is fighting over ownership. Somebody thinks that this land actually belongs to them. So there is a war simply to fight on one piece of land. And and there are people feel lonely at times. They feel that we don't have any friends, especially as we get older in our teenage years. Many teenagers sometimes feel very, very lonely, but if we understand that Krishna is always within our heart and he always loves us, and whatever he's doing is for our own benefit, then he's the ultimate benefactor. Then he's our well wisher. So we will understand that whatever is happening in my life, it is because Krishna loves me. And he's doing this because he's trying to give me the best. And he's doing what is best for me in my situation, and Krishna is in charge of the universe. So, if we remember, who is the controller? Who is the ultimate controller? Someone who's trying to be very bossy, or he's trying to be a bully, or someone who's not being very nice to you. We can understand that actually Krishna is in charge. It is not whoever it is who's trying to be mean. But yet, if we have a very good, leader, if we have a very good owner or good friends, we can understand, we can feel the positive, whatever positive is coming from God Himself, from Krishna Himself. So there's a nice story that we'll talk about, and that is about Krishna and Sudama. So Krishna and Sudama were actually school friends. They went to the school of Sandipani Muni, in the ashram of Sandipani Muni, and they were together friends in the school. So they studied together, they served together, they gathered firewood in the forest, they helped their teacher a lot. So they were very good friends. But when they grew up, Krishna became the king of Dwarka, and Sudama, he was a very poor Brahmana. He was very, very poor. So they were so poor that they could not even afford simple food to eat. So once Sudama's wife told Sudama that, Sudama, your friend Krishna, he is the king. You should go and you should ask him. He is a king. You should go and ask him. Why don't you visit him? And he will surely help us. So Sudama, actually, he didn't want to ask for any money or anything, but he really wanted to meet Krishna. So he wanted to also take something for Krishna, but they couldn't afford anything. So he just took some dry chipped rice. It's called poha. So he took some dried chipped rice in a bag, and he took that with him to meet Krishna, just because he wanted to give his friend a gift, his good friend from school. And of course, Krishna was the king at the time, king of Dwarka. So he already had everything. He had so many things. He lived in a palace with so many queens at the time. So Krishna, so he, when Sudama approached the palace, the guards of the palace were thinking, who is this person in torn clothes who has come here? But when Krishna saw Sudama, he was so excited to see Sudama that he ran towards Sudama and he gave him a big, tight hug. He said, oh, my dear friend, my old friend, I'm so happy to see you. So he took Sudama into inside his palace. He sat him down and he even washed his feet. He even washed the feet of his old dear friend Sudama. So we can see here that how Krishna is so kind and merciful. He doesn't see the outward dress. So Krishna doesn't see what kind of clothes you wear. Krishna doesn't see what kind of, what your appearance is, whether you're rich or poor. He sees what your heart is made of. He sees how much you're willing to give your heart to him. So Sudama, he really had a heart of love towards Krishna, and Krishna recognized that. He knows he's in everyone's heart. He's the friend inside everyone's heart. So he could see that. So when he went there, went to meet Sudama. Sudama, he jokingly asked Sudama, "So, Sudama, what have you brought for me?" And Sudama felt very ashamed. And Krishna already knew what he had brought. He was just jokingly asking. So so Sudama was feeling very ashamed about what he had brought him. But Krishna already knew, so he grabbed that bag of rice, chipped dried rice, and he ate it with great joy. He ate it so happily, even though this rice was not even cooked. And so we can see that Krishna, he's the owner of everything, right? That's what we learned in the previous, in this particular shloka. He's the owner of everything. He doesn't need the rice, but because he's our friend, even a tiny gift he accepts with so much happiness. And when Sudama, so he fed Sudama nicely, he took care of Sudama, he greeted him with so much love and respect, even though Sudama, was a poor beggar, but because he was his old dear friend, he took care of him very nicely. And then Sudama returned home. And when Sudama returns home, he could see that he couldn't even find his home. He was like, "Where is my house?" He saw a big palace instead of his house, and he saw his wife was inside this big palace of a house, and she was wearing very nice ornaments and everything. Her house was transformed. So Krishna, because he's the friend within our heart, even though Sudama didn't ask Krishna for anything, he didn't ask Krishna for any wealth, any riches, any money, but still Krishna, because he is the friend within our heart, and if you have surrendered, if you have given up your life to him, he takes care of your every need. He takes care, he gives you exactly what you need at the right time. So this is how Krishna takes care of his devotees, takes care of his friends. So this is what this verse is telling us, that if we understand that Krishna owns everything, he's in charge of the universe, and that he's our friend, we'll become very peaceful. So this is what the shloka is teaching us, how to remain peaceful. And this is if we understand Krishna owns everything and he's a friend of everyone, we can become very, very peaceful. So this is the story and the shloka for today. Now we will move on to Uttar Kand of Ramayan. That's the very last section, and this is our last session of Ramayan. Uttarakhand is small compared to all the other Khand that we have read today, all the other sections of the Ramayan that we have discussed. But still, it has a lot of stories. It has many, many stories. We will not be going into each and every story from Uttarakhand, but we'll be summarizing them. And if anybody knows the story, we are happy to hear from you. Share these stories, okay? So we'll be talking about 1 second. Uttarakhand of Ramayan. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Okay. So, minute. So this particular part of, give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. So this particular Kand, this particular part section of Ramayan has 111 chapters. So it has 111 sargas. So they call it sargas in this particular in Ramayan. So these chapters are divided into various sections. So many of the sections have genealogical backstories. What it means is that the story of Ravana and how he came to power, how he was born, how he came to power is mentioned. And then there is the section that talks about Lord Ram's rule over Ayodhya, Sita's exile, and the birth of Love and Kush, and also the renunciation, the departure, and the return of Lord Ram and his brothers. So, yes, Nandini, your hand is up. You want to say something?
Love and love kush
Can you repeat your question? Your voice was breaking.
Is something wrong?
Did anybody hear Nandini? Were
No,
you able to understand?
no, not really.
Okay, Nandini, we couldn't hear you. Do you want to type what you're trying to say?
I think she was trying to say that aren't Love and Kush the sons of Ram and Sita?
Yes.
No. Oh,
No, that's not. Okay, so we will continue till Nandini is able to type her question to us.
I need to go because like we're going somewhere. So can I leave?
Sure, sure. We miss you, but yes, no problem. We'll hope to see you next class, okay? We'll see you next time, okay? Hare Krishna. All right. So, so basically, the backstories are mentioned in Uttarakhand. So now we're talking about the chapters. Chapters 1 to 10 is talking about the origin of the Rakshasas and also the lineage of Ravan. So actually, Ravana was born in a Brahmana family. He was born from Pulastya Rishi, Pulastya Muni, and his son Vishrava and Kaikashi was the mother who, and you can see this is the lineage in this picture. You can see Pulastya. Pulastya had a son Vishrava, and Vishrava and Kaikashi had Ravana, Vibhishan, Kumbhakarna, Khar, Dushan, Ahiravan, Kumbhini, and Shurpanaka. So these were the sons of Ravan. And Ravan's brother, like a step brother, Vishrava also had another son from another wife called Kuber. So Kuber, as we know, anybody knows who is Kubera or Kubera?
No. Isn't he the treasurer of the gods?
Yes, he's
Also,
the
Ravana's cousin or stepbrother.
stepbrother. Yes.
I
Yes,
don't
both
know
of you are
who
right.
Kubir is. I don't know.
Kuber,
Yeah, I don't know him.
yes, no problem. So Kuber is the stepbrother of Ravan, and he is also the treasurer of the heavens. So he has a lot of money. He's very, very rich. So actually, Kekashi also urges her son. She sees that Kuber has so much wealth, so she also urges her sons to do tapasya, to do austerities and gain power. And Ravana does a lot of austerities. He does a lot of tapasya, severe austerities, and he gets boons from Brahma that he cannot be killed by anyone. No demons, no demigods, all superhuman beings. Nobody can kill him, except even animals cannot kill him, except humans.
हम
So
इस पे कर
he used to feel that humans are so tiny, humans are so hopeless and useless that a human can never kill him. So that's why Lord Ram appeared in a human form to vanquish Ravana. So this is the first part where we're talking about the origin of the Rakshasas and Ravana's lineage. And then from chapters 11 to 17, it talks about Kubera. It talks about the Pushpak Viman. You can see the Pushpak Viman is in this picture. So Pushpak Viman belongs to Kubera. It is Kubera's aeroplane. So Ravana's stepbrother's aeroplane. And how Kubera was originally the ruler of Lanka, and Ravana, once he became very very powerful, he defeats Kuber. So he was very envious of Kuber throughout his life, and how he defeated Kuber, and he seized the Pushpak Viman and Lanka. So after Ravan defeats Kubera, he seizes Pushpak Viman and he also seizes Lanka, and he becomes the king of Lanka, and Lanka becomes a Rakshasa stronghold. So that's how Ravana became the king of Lanka. Then chapters 18 to 40 talks about a lot of stories of the Rakshasas, about how they were horrible, horrible to the sages, the people who performed the austerities. um, they were not very, uh, they followed a lot of adharma. They followed a lot of, they created a lot of imbalance, irreligion in the world. And then everyone started begging for Lord Vishnu to descend. Give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that. So, so basically, Kubera, after Ravana comes to power, how they troubled the different sages around the world. They did not allow them to perform religious duties. So that is what is given in these chapters, from chapters 18 to 40. And then chapters 41 to 44 talks about Ram Rajya. So it talks about the coronation of Lord Ram and how during his rule no wife became a widow. There was no premature death. Everyone was healthy and they had sufficient food and very good quality food to eat. And because the king followed the principles of dharma very nicely, because Lord Ram followed dharma very nicely. Similarly, the people also followed in his footsteps. So, whatever a great man performs, the common men follow. So, because the king followed dharma, the people also followed dharma very nicely. Okay. So, this is what is discussed in these chapters. And then there was a washerman. So, everything was going very well in the in the kingdom of Lord Ram, but there was a washerman actually who questioned the chastity of Sita. That how do you know that she was chaste? She may have performed the Agni Pariksha in Lanka, but we did not witness it. How do we know that she has been a chaste wife? So people started within Ayodhya, they started questioning her chastity. So Lord Ram, he realizes that he was being a king was not equal to being a private individual. So he, being the king, had to earn the trust of his citizens. So he had to take some extreme measures in order to gain the trust of his citizens. So when Sita could sense that something is happening, that something is disturbing her husband's peace, she finds out what is going on in his mind, and she starts to understand that the people within Ayodhya are starting to doubt her chastity. That's when she asks Lakshman to take her to Valmiki Muni's ashram. So, so these chapters are talking about. So this is her second exile. So Sita, she doesn't become bitter. She doesn't become angry towards Lord Ram. She doesn't become angry towards the city of the citizens of Ayodhya. She doesn't become angry towards anyone, but she simply accepts everything that is coming her way. She simply accepts all the troubles that are coming her way, and she understands that if I am a disturbance for everybody in the country and even towards my husband, let me just step away, let me just go away. And she doesn't create a scene, she doesn't create, and she doesn't say anything that can trouble anyone. And she simply asks Lakshman to take her to Valmiki Muni's ashram. At this point, Sita is expecting babies. She has love and kush in her womb. She is pregnant. So she simply tells Lakshman that I'm actually going because I want to focus on um, keep my mind focused onto the lotus feet of the Lord, and I want to be in good consciousness. I want to have positive thoughts, and that's why I'm going to Valmiki Muni's ashram, so I can practice this nicely and keep my thoughts very nicely. So the next 61 to 65 chapters are actually talking about Sita's the birth of Love and Kush. They're talking about the birth and the upbringing of Love and Kush. So Love and Kush are born. They are born as ascetics, as sadhus, and they're also taught to become warriors. So Love and Kush are actually given the name also from the kusha grass. So that's a kusha grass is used by the brahmanas in various Vedic rituals, and they also sit on the kusha grass to meditate. So Love and Kush are just the names of different parts of the kusha grass, so they're given that name. And also Valmiki Muni also teaches them the Ramayan itself. So actually, Uttar Kand of Ramayan is not written in a continuous format like the previous parts of Ramayan. It's broken down into different sections, and it's broken down into different parts of the Ramayan where where parts of the is talked about the of Ravan, the back story of Ravana. Then there is also backstory of Hanuman, and then there is a gap, and then there is story of Love and Kush. So it's written in different pieces of time. It's not one continuous time period. So Valmiki Muni teaches Love and Kush, Ramayan itself. And Love and Kush actually hear about Lord Ram's Ashwamedha Yagya, and they capture the horse of Lord Ram, and they actually defeat uh, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughna, all of them, without knowing who they are. They actually didn't know their names when they defeated Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughna. And Lord Ram was also getting ready to fight a war with them when they captured the horse. So anybody knows what is Ashwamedha Yagya? Anybody can tell? Yes, Nandini, Nandika, one of you?
Or is it Ashwamedha Yagya? It's performed for it's like Rajasuya Yagya, where like you perform it for the benefit of the kingdom.
Yes.
What?
Perform.
She told me to unmute and
Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nandika, Nandi, one of you. Go ahead.
isn't it I heard that is something about because Ram has to like redo it because he killed Ravana and Ravana was a Brahmin. It's a different.
You may be right. I haven't come across that yet. But basically, it's to establish sovereignty. It's to establish that Lord Ram is now the king of this particular region, this particular area, and everybody has accepted that fact. And whoever stops the horse actually are going to be challenging Lord Ram's kingship. So basically, they're going to capture the horse and they're going to challenge and fight with Lord Ram, and they're going to establish that we don't accept you as the king. So that's what Love and Kush did. They captured the horse, and when first Shatrughna, Bharat, Lakshman went to meet to fight with them, and they defeated them, and then basically Valmiki Muni intervenes, and he tells them the truth. He reveals the truth to them, and they understand that actually Lord Ram is their own father, and and their mother is the same Sita that they have learned in the Valmiki, in the Ramayan, that they have been learning. So Sita is summoned to the court, and she, again, Sita's final test. They request that okay, Sita can again return to back to Ram, but Sita has to um, prove herself. The citizens of Ayodhya are still requesting another proof of chastity. So Sita, she actually refuses another fire test, and she actually appeals to Bhumi Devi, her mother, the earth. That's where whom she was born from. So the earth opens up, it cracks open, Bhumi Devi appears and she takes Sita back to her. And basically Sita, she is not proved pure. She just withdraws from a world that doubts her purity. So she no longer wanted to be in this world, and she was trialed and tested so many times throughout her life. So her life was never easy. She always had so many tests and turns, and it was she was away from her husband when Ravana kidnapped her. She was away from her husband again when the citizens of Ayodhya started doubting her. So she never lived a very peaceful life, but we can see how she actually dealt with the world in a very peaceful way. We can see how she dealt with her surroundings in a very peaceful way. So so this is what happens, and then coming to the end of Uttarakhand. So anybody knows the story of Durvas Muni and and Lakshman finishing his pastimes on this earth? Yes, Nandini, Nandika, please share
Wait,
with us.
I can't.
Talking. So किसी को ड्राइविंग नहीं देते हैं, बच्चे लोग so बस लगा दो. I forget the name of the sage. So he so he had a very like angry temper. So one day Ram said for Lakshman to like not let anyone in.
Yes.
बोले मम्मी तुम भी चला लो. Because he had to do something. Lakshman promised that he would not let anyone in. So he, if somebody goes, he said that wait, so what so then the sage came in and he said if he doesn't let him in, I forget what he said he would do, but so Lakshman eventually let him pass. But so he broke his promise, and then he had to sacrifice himself. Yeah.
I think the story actually went like Sage Durvas Muni came to Lord Ram in the form of Kal, death.
Yeah.
And
it was Kal who came. You're right. Kal came as Yama to meet Lord Ram. Yes, Dhruv, continue.
Because he came to meet Lord Ram, he said to Lord Ram, I am Kal and don't let anyone in. So then Ram vowed that nobody would come in, including Lakshman. So then Lord Ram had a talk with Kal, but in the meantime, he was in the weapon room, so where all the weapons were stored. But in the meantime, another kingdom had come and were taking some of the cows of Lord Ram's kingdom. So then Lakshman, he was in a dilemma, and so then he decided to sacrifice himself and save the kingdom. But then what he did that Lord Ram, he renounced him as a brother because he had vowed that he would kill anyone who came in. So he said that renouncing a brother is the same as killing them.
Yes, Vara, you want to share something?
No, I want to ask something, but I changed my mind.
Oh, okay. No problem. All right. So yes, Dhruv, I have not heard this particular part of the story, but yes, Durvas Muni, he comes. Basically, Yama visits Lord Ram, and he has something very confidential to tell Lord Ram, and he tells that no one should enter this room during the conversation, and if someone does, that person will need to be killed or renounced, will be or killed or renounced. And Durvas Muni comes and he has to very urgently meet Ram, and Lakshman was there guarding the door, and he tells Durvas Muni that no, you cannot come because Lord Ram is in a very important meeting right now. So, and you're right, Sage Durvas is known for his anger. So he is known to, he's very famous. Actually, there are many, many stories of Durvas Muni where he simply utters, um, you know, angry curses at if his demands are not satisfied. So Sage Durvas, he uh, utters a curse that if you don't let me in, then the you know the kingdom will be destroyed or something like that. So Lakshman, he says, I'll go in myself. So there is a dilemma. Lakshman is in a dilemma whether or what he should do. So he could have, allowed Durvas Muni's curse to affect um, the kingdom, or he could have sacrificed himself. He could have gone in, and but he chose the latter. He chose, Lakshman made a decision in order to preserve Lord Ram's vow, and also to preserve, the city of the country of Lord Ram. He chose that he should go and he should sacrifice himself to preserve Lord Ram's vow. So, yes, the story occurred, and then he understood that he had interrupted Lord Ram's meeting, and Lakshman himself decided that since I have done this, it is time. Time has come to end my presence on this earth. So, these are all eternal beings. Lakshman is also one of the four Chaturvyuhas, and he is none other than the eternal brother of Lord Vishnu, also known as Balram. He also appears as Balram and in different other forms along with Vishnu and or Krishna. So he also decided to enter his eternal pastimes, and he finish up his pastimes on this earth. So he also enters the Sarayu river, river in Ayodhya, to end his pastimes. So this is from chapters 96 to 98. And then the very last chapters, 99 to 111, the citizens follow Lord Ram. He resumes his Vishnu. So Lord Ram ends ends his pastimes on the earth to resume his form of Vishnu, resume his eternal pastimes in the spiritual world. The citizens of Ayodhya follow Ram, and he also resumes the Vishnu form. Basically, he enters the Saryu River and ends his earthly pastimes. So this is the so there are a lot of stories. Each of them are very deep. Each of them, there are many learning lessons, but also there are many stories in Uttarakhand that have many controversies, especially as far as why Lord Ram banished Sita, why she lived in Valmiki Muni's ashram, and then again Sita entering the earth. All these are heavily controversied, and so Uttarakhand actually has a lot of controversies, but they're only called controversies because there are people who lack faith in Ramayan who have developed these doubts in the minds of people who do have faith. So actually, there is a scientific reason for each and every one of these stories. And Valmiki Ramayan, when Valmiki wrote this Ramayan, it was very morally complex, so very, very difficult to understand. So we can understand Lord Ram, he comes in his human form, and how he executes each and every activity as a human, whether as a husband, whether it is as a son to his father or his mother's, or as a student, or as the king of Ayodhya. He followed each and every aspect of dharma very nicely, but also we see the challenges that come with it. Sometimes when Ram, because he was so strict with dharma, he also had to deal with the consequences, sacrifices that he had to make by living separately from his wife, or going into exile and not enjoying the kingdom when his father had asked him to go into exile. So, different situations where, sacrifices, personal sacrifices that he had to make in order to follow dharma. And then again, there are many versions of Ramayan. So there is Tulsidas Ramayan. Original Ramayan is written by Valmiki. And then Tulsidas wrote the Ramcharitramanas, and he talks about the it's more bhakti centered, it's more devotion centered. So these are just versions of Ramayan that are written in with devotion towards Lord Ram. And then there's also the Kamba Ramayan, which is written in Tamil language actually. And that also, the version of Ramayan, the stories are told a little differently. So, so understanding these differences and understanding, the different that there are different versions, and out of devotion, the various other saintly people have written their devotional versions of Ramayan. That is also given. Um, but in general, the Valmiki Ramayan is the most authoritative Ramayan, original Ramayan that he has written. So this is the end of the Ramayan session. We have concluded, we have finished Ramayan. I can see there are a lot of questions regarding Kahoot quizzes. Do you want to do Kahoot next week?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, next Sunday, let's plan for Kahoot quiz, and we will, do a Kahoot quiz on Yuddhakand and Uttarkand of
We
Ramayan.
will not be able to attend next week.
Next week? Oh no, okay. Well, hopefully in the future classes you can attend, and we'll be discussing after this the demons from Krishna Leela and the demons within our heart. Does that sound interesting? So we'll be talking about that after this. And also I think 14th or 15th, depending on where you live, is also Mahashivratri. So I was hoping to just discuss, we won't do a whole presentation on Lord Shiva, but we'll discuss a little bit about Lord Shiva as well in the next class. Okay? And we'll do a Kahoot. Yes, Nandini, Nandika, you want to say something?
Just asking, but isn't the Hanuman Ramaya in one of the Ramayans or no?
Which one?
Hanuman Ramaya, the one that Hanuman wrote, right?
I'll have to look into the authenticity of that. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of it before. Basically, he used to recite the Ramayan a lot. Yes. I don't know if he actually wrote one. I'll have to look into it. Okay.
He wrote one, but I don't think it's that popular or something. He wrote it with his nails onto a mountain, but then he threw it in the ocean. I don't know.
Okay. I'll
I
have to
forget
look
what.
into that. Thank you for sharing. Both of you have such a wealth of knowledge. I'll have to look into this. I don't know about it. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. Very, very grateful that you have joined, and we'll do a Kahoot quiz in the next class. And we'll also talk a little bit about Lord Shiva, okay? On occasion of Mahashivratri. Do you have any questions about anything? Shall we end for today? Okay, we'll say closing prayers and end. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Krishna. Thank you everyone.
Hare Krishna.